Hello everyone and welcome to Flow with Soph, the mobility and flexibility classes. So inhale as you reach your arms up and overhead, exhale, lower your arms back down to your sides, and on your next inhale reach your left arm up and over, stretching to the side. Exhale, come through center, and inhale, lift the right arm up and over. So we're just going to sweep it through center on the exhale, and inhale, reach that left arm up again and repeat. This just opens up the spine, opens up the chest, and gets us nice and mobile for the rest of this flow class. We are going to get a good stretch in, a good burn in today as well. Bring your palms to your knees. Inhale to ripple the spine forward, and exhale to round the spine back, drawing your chin to your chest, and just move in a circular direction. So exhale, draw your chin to your chest and round back. Inhale, come forward. And just repeat that a couple of times in one direction. And now we're going to switch directions. So again, inhale, come forward, shine your chest forward, open your chest, exhale, round through the spine and drop your chin to your chest. Again, this is just going to mobilize the whole spine. Fab. Roll up nice and tall through center. Do a little bit of adjustment with the neck and come forwards onto all fours for our first little all fours series. So come into a strong tabletop position. Inhale, drop the belly, look forward, open the chest, and exhale, round the spine, draw the chin to the chest, draw the navel up for a cow pose, and we're just going to repeat that a few times. Still warming up the spine, just getting everything flowing nicely. See if you can find a nice articulation from the base of the spine all the way to the crown of the head. So exhale as you round through, and inhale, drop the belly and really open the chest. Okay, so find a nice neutral spine and just send the right leg out, stretching through the calf. And as you're ready, inhale to reach the arm and leg up, and exhale, bring the knee and the elbow together. So inhale, lengthen, and exhale, draw the chin to the chest and bring the knee to the elbow. Inhale, reach, exhale, and now we are going to pulse it up 5 times. Pulse. Fab. Okay, so take a quick minute to roll the wrists out if you need to, do some little wrist waves, and then we're going to move straight into the left side. So extend that left leg out and just draw yourself forwards and back to stretch through that calf. And as you're ready, inhale, reach the arm and the leg forwards, extension through the neck and spine. Exhale, draw everything in. Think about contracting through your abdominals as you bring that knee to the elbow, and think about squeezing up through those core muscles. So inhale to find length and extension through the arm and the leg, and now pulse it up 5 times. 3 and down. Fab. Okay, so now we are going to curl the toes under, press away from the earth to hovering table, and just breathe here before we push back to a downward facing dog and back to that hovering table. So it's exhale to downward dog, inhale back to the hovering table with the toes and knees off the ground, connecting to the core muscles for this movement. Move nice and slow and controlled. And hold in hovering table, and lower the knees down and press it back. Inhale, look up, exhale, round the spine, press it back into a nice extended child's pose. Melt the chest and head down to the ground, and just take a couple of deep breaths here to find some length in the shoulders. Inhale to come back up to all fours. Exhale, we're going to bring the knees back in together under the hips and press back to a downward dog. Pedal the heels to find some length and stretch through the legs. Inhale, lift the right leg up high. Exhale, draw that right knee into your chest. Squeeze the abs. Inhale, reach the right leg up. Exhale, knee in, squeeze those abs. Final time, we're going to inhale, lift that right leg up, find length. Exhale, draw that knee into the chest and step it in between your hands. Drop the back knee for a low lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, bring it down. We're now going to lift that knee up for a high lunge on the inhale. Reach those arms up. Find extension through the left hip crease. Exhale, press it out to warrior two, turning those back toes out. Inhale, peaceful warrior, stretching backwards. Exhale, extended side angle, bringing the elbow to the knee. And then as you exhale again, drop the hips a little bit lower and then bring the hands back down to the earth for the low lunge and step it back into a plank. Inhale for cobra, open in the chest, look to the sides of your shoulders. Exhale, press it back to a downward dog in your own time. By curling the toes and sending the hips up, pedal through the heels, and we're going to repeat that again in just a minute on the left side. Inhale, lift that left leg up. Exhale, same as before, knee into the chest, squeeze through the abdominal muscles. Inhale, lift the left leg up, and exhale to squeeze it in. And we're going to do that one more time. Inhale, lift the left leg up high. Exhale, squeeze it in, nose towards the knee. Before we step it into the hands, lower the back knee. Inhale, low lunge. Reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale to bring it back down. Inhale, we're going to do a high lunge with the knee off the ground. Reach the arms up. Turn the toes out and transition to warrior two. Sink deep into that front knee. Find power through the back leg and inhale, transition to a peaceful warrior. Really stretch over. Exhale, bring that elbow to the knee. Reach the arm overhead for extended side angle. Sink back into that knee, bring the hands down to the ground to frame the foot and step it back into a plank pose as you are ready. Perfect. Inhale, cobra, open the chest, look over your shoulders. Exhale, press it back to a extended child's pose, opening up through the shoulders, chest, hips, and just releasing any tension through the spine. Okey-dokey. Inhale. We're now gonna move into our plank series, so don't be scared. Roll the shoulders, inhale, reach one arm overhead, exhale, and then inhale with the opposite arm, reach that up and overhead. We're going to come down now into our first plank position, so make sure that your wrists are underneath the shoulders, curl the toes under, and as you are ready, send those legs out. Make sure the hips are not dropping, and we're just going to hold this strong plank before we exhale. Bring the left knee in. Exhale, bring the right knee in. So drawing that knee into the chest on the exhale for our slow, controlled, mindful mountain climbers here. So on the exhale, bring it in. Inhale to extend it out again. Draw the navel in. Make sure that you are not collapsing into your shoulders. Make sure your neck isn't collapsing here. We're just going to do one more on each side. Exhale and exhale. Exhale and exhale back to a downward facing dog. Pedal the heels, stretch through the hamstrings. Perfect. So inhale, ripple the spine forward to plank. Exhale, press into a side plank on the left. Inhale, wrap the waist. Exhale, bring that arm up. Inhale, wrap the waist. Exhale, extend the arm up in a side plank. Inhale, wrap the waist. And exhale, swap over to the other side. So exhale, extend that arm up to the sky. Inhale, wrap the waist. Make sure you are staying nice and lifted through the side of your waist as you do this, keeping the core nice and engaged, making sure that your ribs aren't splaying out, and back to that center plank. We're now going to move into salsa hips. So dip one hip down to the earth and then the other. Make sure you keep that core connection throughout this movement. Exhale as you dip those hips down left to right. Back to center. Perfect. Okay, inhale into a nice cobra, opening the chest. Exhale back into a child's pose to release any tension through the spine. Roll those shoulders back, and we are now gonna come into a nice downward facing dog. Walk the heels in and walk the hands back to the heels for a forward fold. Let the head hang kind of loose and just alternate bending one knee and then the other to stretch through the hamstrings. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back position. Exhale into the forward fold once again. And inhale, slowly ripple the spine up. Inhale to reach the arms up and overhead. And now we are going to turn our toes outwards to step lengthways on the mat. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, sink low into a nice sumo squat. Inhale to reach. Exhale, sink low into that sumo squat. This is great to open up the hips. If you want to, as you inhale and come up, lift the toes and get a nice little calf raise in. Exhale, drop those glutes down, open through the hips. Make sure your toes are turned out as you do this movement as well, just to really open up through those inner thighs. Inhale, exhale, sink nice and low. So now we're going to alternate lifting the left heel, then the right heel as we pulse it down and down. So alternate lift left heel and right heel. Left heel and right heel. This is a nice little challenge for your balance here as well. So left heel and right heel. See if you can sink down a little bit lower. Inhale, lift those arms up, and we're going to pulse it down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, reach the arms up, stretch the legs, heel toe the feet in, and exhale down into the forward fold. Just let the head hang loose here. Shake the head yes and no if you like. Now we're going to come to face forward back on our mat as we were before. Inhale to a nice flat back halfway lift position, lengthen the neck, and exhale forward fold. Okay, so now walk your feet so that just your toes are spilling off the mat, and sink those hips down nice and low for a nice sumo squat, low down to the ground position. Press the elbows into the thighs and press the thighs into the elbows. If this is a little bit too much, you can bring the hands down to the ground and just work here. Otherwise, keep it extended. So now we're going to shuffle down onto our glutes and slowly roll the spine down. Hug the knees into the chest. We're going to do a final little core finisher. So bring the knees to tabletop, lift the arms up in line with the shoulders. Exhale, extend left leg, right arm. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, right leg, left arm. Inhale, back through center. So these are our dead bugs. So we're going to alternate extending one arm and leg and then the other. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, extend. Inhale, back through center. Make sure that you are keeping the low back pressing into the mat. So if that means that you can't extend your leg as far out and just your toes touch the ground, that is absolutely fine. Just make sure that you are keeping those low ribs hugged nice in. Okay, curl up and we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we are going to alternate extending one leg and then bringing it back to table. Exhale, extend, inhale, table. All the while, see if you can keep your head, neck and shoulders curled up off the floor. If you can't, feel free to lower the head at any time. So exhale, extend the leg, inhale, back to tabletop. Exhale, extend, inhale, bend. Exhale, extend, inhale, bend. And we are going to bring the hands behind the head now for another little series. Exhale, leg down, inhale, bring it back up. So we're just going to alternate dropping one leg down to the floor and then extending it back up to the sky. Make sure you are keeping your head and neck and shoulders up if you can. The legs do not have to be straight here. If they are generously bent, that is absolutely fine. So we're just dipping one leg down, moving into our bicycles now. So exhale as you bring that elbow to the knee. See if you can really crunch through the abs to bring that elbow as close to the knee as you possibly can. We're just going to speed it up a little bit here, and then we can release, hug the knees into the chest. That was a tough little series. Okay, final little bit for the core. We're just going to bring the legs up and over the head if you can, and roll the spine up to seated. Okay, so this next little spinal roll isn't for everybody, so feel free to skip. Otherwise, we're going to lift the toes up, find our balance. Inhale to roll down, exhale, find your balance, keep the toes off the ground as you roll up to seated on your glutes. This is a nice little massage for the spine, as well as keeping us connected to our core to find our balance as we come up. Okay, roll the shoulders. Now we're going to come down onto our forearms. Make sure your pelvis is tucked under as you bring your knees to tabletop, core is engaged. Exhale, legs out, inhale, back to table. Exhale, legs out, inhale, back to table. Really crunch through the core. So it's an exhale, legs extend, inhale, bring them back. Exhale, legs extend, inhale, bring them back. Exhale, legs extend, inhale, bring them back. One more time. Exhale, extend, inhale, bring them back. One more. Yes. Okie dokie. Perfect. So now we're going to come and bring the soles of the feet together for a cobbler's pose. So this is a nice little stretch for the inner thighs. Feel free to pulse the knees down here if this feels good. Come forward a little bit, opening up through the inner thighs. Okie doke. Extend the left leg out, right heel in. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold over that leg. If your knees are generously bent here, if that front knee is bent, that is fine. Just finding a nice stretch through the low back and through that hamstring. And now we're just going to alternate the foot. So bring the left heel in, right leg out. Inhale, reach it up, and exhale, stretch it over. Okay. Inhale, bring it back to a nice cross-legged position, and we're going to reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, bring the hands down to the heart. I really hope you enjoyed this little flow with Soph practice.